Alright, folks, I am your host, the Dynamite Crip, and this is Comic Fever. Today I'm doing X-Men Blue 2, 3, and 4. Um, my non-spoiler review is basically going to be on all three because all three pretty much hit the nail on the head with this one. I think it was uh, uh, for instance, all three stories were written by Colin Bunn. Artist was Jorge Molina. Colorist was Matt Mia. Letterer was VC's Joe Garamagna. Cover art was Arthur Adams and Peter Steigerman. And each story was very well thought out, very engaging, I felt, and very engaging, I thought, and the whole atmosphere was very beautifully drawn, going from light and dark in all the right moments. In all the right moments. While this is not the typical X-Men, we knew it's still a good younger cast. For instance, Beast, we're always... You remember the Beast of old, Beast with the blue fur and the animalistic side to him. The animalistic side that still had a very human quality to him. Well, in this one, he's almost the complete opposite, where it's the human side to him, or it's the human him, but with almost a beast-like quality to him. Cyclops, he is not hated yet. He is his younger version, so he's a different world version. Uh, Jean Grey is still Marvel Girl, still known as Marvel Girl, and we still have Drake Summers, Cyclops' brother, and Warren Worthington with his fiery wings. So while they're not the atypical team that we remember, there's still a good offshoot of them. But each book had its own thing while still absorbing the story and getting you engaged and keeping you there. Each story had all of them had beautifully drawn battle scenes. I think out of all of them, This has got to be my favorite cover. Probably because, in all honesty, I've kind of resonated with Magneto. You know, his whole idea of mutants being uh, different from mankind. But anyway, that has been my non-spoiler review of all three books. I'm sorry, but I really didn't feel they were different enough to really warrant a an individual um to warrant individual reviews. So now on to my spoiler reviews, and these kind of go individually. So first up, we've got X-Men Blue #2. Now X-Men Blue #2. Okay, #1, we were left off, and it was found out that uh, X-Men 1, we found out that Magneto is none other than the benefactor of uh, the X-Men uh, in this new timeline, I guess you could call it. Anyway, so this one opens up, and we're in a junkyard. And at first, it plays out like a meeting between Jean Grey and Magneto. And Magneto is explaining to her what his motives are for wanting to um, for for wanting to let for wanting to help the X-Men. He tells her that he has fought so long that he just now feels that in order for X-Men to strive and be better, they need to learn to coexist with the humans. And anyway, so Magneto then goes so far as to um, allow Jean to read his thoughts. And while she's in his mindscape, she's looking around and she sees that he's genuine with his uh, thoughts. But at the same time, where she's convinced to some degree, she still feels that Magneto is hiding something. And that's when all of a sudden more of the X-Men come out of nowhere. Well, then a fight ensues where they all try to attack him at once. Uh, but they are completely they are they lose very easily to him because one, they're in a junkyard, and two, he's probably one of the most powerful mutants of them all. Um, but we soon see that none of this was real, and that it was just all a practice run because they don't necessarily believe in his goodness as it's become. And so they stop the danger room uh, decoy or whatever, and they realize that two of their members have decided not to come. And we find out that it's Iceman and Hank, aka Beast. And Warren Worthington goes after. It goes to find Iceman, and Cyclops goes after goes to Hank, and we find out that Iceman is on the phone with, I can't really tell if it's a girlfriend or what, because he says a line that kind of makes me think maybe this is a boyfriend, which is touchy because he says something about, it almost makes me want to say, Romeo, Romeo, wherefore art thou Romeo? I mean, why would he be calling a person Romeo? You know? But anyway, so they find their individual people, and one's on the phone, so Worthington doesn't disturb him, lets him do it, and Hank is found just kind of working on his computer and working out some sort of equation. Um, the Cyclops goes in and talks to him, and as they're in the middle of a discussion, all of a sudden a warning goes off. And that's where we end with number 2. A warning goes off that Sentinels are in the air. And that's where we left off with number 2. Now, number 3. Um, number 3 picks up again where number 2 left off, where the X-Men are on their way to find out what this threat of the what these Sentinels are. Well, as they get there, they're met with a big surprise. Uh, they're met with a big surprise that for some reason these Sentinels have been programmed not to hurt the mutants, but to help. They also come across another mutant named Berlin, and it is slowly revealed that the main goal of the Sentinels was to get the X-Men to come so that it could bring them to meet their master. And it turns out that their master is this mutant, or this, I guess you could call him a robot of sorts, because he hates mutants, so he must be a robot. And anyway, they bring him to this thing named Bastion, and again they find themselves in the midst of an enemy who now, for some reason, wants to help mutant kind. However, Hank quickly deduces that Bastion's programming has been corrupted. And now, because mutant kind has been nearly wiped out by a mist of some kind, I forget what they call it, a mutagen mist or something like that, that he wants to rebuild mutant kind so that he can then his programming can go back to the way it was, so he can then destroy mutant kind again. And they all attack him, and he's like, "But wait a second, I don't want to harm you. I want to help you." And they're all yelling, "Yeah, so you can hunt us in the future." And uh, anyway, this story is left with Bastion all of a sudden poof teleporting somewhere else and leaving all of the mutants in a what is potentially a storage locker of some sort. And then they leave. Yeah, I know, kind of short, but trying to hurry these along a little bit. So, last one. So, at the end of the number 3, they find themselves with Balin, and they decide to take her to the school for gifted students and drop her off. But then they're alerted to yet another mutant who's out there. And this time, this mutant is somewhere in a somewhere in Colorado. Um, and the first thing they come across is this dead body that looks like it's been torn to shreds. And not only that, but a heart is seen in the middle of.
You want to walk downtown and get a haircut?
Yeah.
Hey, you don't have to if you don't want to.
No, I'm good.
All right. How's your stuff? Oh, you doing something?
Yeah.
All right.
But what was I saying? Yeah, so they find the heart, and they find out that um, they can't tell who this what this body is at first, but then all of a sudden they come across this sheriff, and the sheriff reveals that the thing or the body that they found was something that uh, was trying to attack them, and that this mutant that they're looking for is uh, actually saved her life. Um, they they keep looking and they keep looking, and finally, together with the help of the sheriff, they find this mutant that they're looking for. But this mutant has no recollection of who they are or any recollection of really anything. And so at first, this mutant attacks them, thinking that they are some group that wants to take him back somewhere. It doesn't exactly say where they want to take him back, but or he doesn't say where they want to take him back, but uh, he doesn't want to go back. And somewhat of a fight breaks out. Uh, Soon there, after the fight is over and everyone has calmed down, they go into a um, they go into a log cabin. So it's like a cafe, and as they're sitting there talking and trying to bring his memory back, uh, it is revealed that he is Logan's son. Uh, and his name, of all the notes I took, I should have taken that down. Jimmy. Anyway, so after convincing Jimmy that everything is good, they take him in, but then soon everything starts to happen. Plates start floating up, and things start moving, and then a whole group appears out of nowhere. And this group is none other than the Marauders. And that is where number 4 ends. Uh, I thank you for viewing. Please subscribe if you haven't. I know that my spoiler and non-spoiler reviews were kind of rushed on this one, but I'm sorry for that, but I hope you liked it anyway. Um, Thank you, and please, at the end of this one, if you wouldn't mind, please vote for what you would like to see next. Would you like to see Cage, Secret Empire, Captain America, The Amazing Spider-Man, or would you like to see X-Men Gold 2, 3, and 4 as your next review? I will see you all on the other side.